Toyota reliability has become so valuable that buyers now pay thousands extra just for the badge. But what if 5 cars could deliver the same low-drama ownership sum using Toyota engineering while still hiding below $10,000? These are not perfect cars, and the wrong version can punish you. But buy the exact years and powertrains on this list, and the price gap feels almost illegal. Let's get into it. Number 5. The 2016 Scion IA. The IA is the first loophole because it wears a Scion badge but was engineered and built by Mazda. After Scion disappeared, essentially the same car continued as the Toyota Yaris IA. In other words, buyers eventually paid Toyota money for a car that the market still discounts when it says Scion on the trunk. Under the hood is a 1.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, making 106 horsepower. You could get a 6-speed manual or a conventional 6-speed automatic, no turbo and no CVT. It is not fast, and nobody will confuse the cabin with a Lexus. But it is light, simple, capable of fuel economy in the mid-30s, and modern enough to have stability control, Bluetooth, and a low-speed collision warning system. The catch is price. The average IA has already moved slightly above $10,000, but higher mileage examples still appear between roughly 8 and 10 grand. Do not force the deal just because the badge is rare. Check for accident repairs, mismatched paint, suspension noise, infotainment problems, and smooth transmission operation. These were inexpensive commuter cars, so service records matter more than shiny wheels. The IA makes sense for someone who wants Corolla-like simplicity in something smaller and more enjoyable to drive. It is not a secret Toyota. It is a secret Mazda that Toyota eventually adopted, and that makes the price gap even more interesting. Number 4. The 2010 to 2014 Subaru Legacy 3.6R. Mention an older Subaru and people immediately think head gaskets, oil consumption, and CVT anxiety. That reputation is exactly why this Legacy gets ignored. The 3.6R is not the ordinary 4-cylinder model. It uses Subaru's naturally aspirated 3.6-liter flat 6, producing 256 horsepower, paired with a conventional 5-speed automatic and standard all-wheel drive. That last part matters. Through 2014, the 6-cylinder Legacy avoided the CVT used by the cheaper 2.5-liter version. What you get is the smoothness of an Avalon, genuine winter ability, strong highway power, and a cabin that feels more substantial than its price suggests. Examples can still appear from around $7,000 to $10,000, although the best ones are becoming difficult to find. Toyota reliability does not mean zero maintenance, and neither does Subaru reliability. Listen for wheel bearing noise, inspect for oil and coolant leaks, make sure all 4 tires match, and ask when the transmission and differential fluids were serviced. Uneven tires can punish an all-wheel drive system. Rust also matters in the exact states where these cars are most useful. This is not the Legacy for someone chasing maximum gas mileage. It is for the buyer who wants one durable powertrain, real all-weather confidence, and more personality than a used Camry. Buy the engine, not merely the name. Number 3. The 2011 to 2015 Scion TC. The TC is what happens when Toyota builds a practical coupe and the used market remembers only the modified ones. Because so many were lowered, wrapped, raced, or fitted with exhaust systems loud enough to frighten livestock, clean examples are easy to underestimate and increasingly hard to replace. The second generation TC used Toyota's 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with 180 horsepower. It came with either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. That engine belongs to the same durable family found across mainstream Toyota products, but here it sits inside a hatchback coupe with folding rear seats, useful cargo space, and enough power to avoid feeling like an appliance. Prices commonly range from roughly $6,000 to $10,000, but condition creates a bigger difference than mileage. Avoid cars with questionable tunes, cheap suspension parts, evidence of street racing, or a dashboard glowing like a Christmas tree. Check oil level, water pump seepage, clutch and synchronizer operational manuals, automatic shift quality, sunroof function, tires, and accident history. Also, stay focused on the second generation. The older 2.4-liter TC is tied to Toyota's well-documented oil consumption problem, and it adds an unnecessary argument to a video about durability. A good TC gives you Toyota mechanical logic without Corolla boredom. A bad one gives you the previous owner's unfinished project. That difference is the entire purchase. Real quick, if you enjoy finding reliable cars hiding outside the obvious choices, hit the like button and tell me which one you would trust with your own money. Number 2. The 2010 to 2015 Mitsubishi Outlander GT 3.0. This is where the list becomes genuinely uncomfortable for Toyota loyalists. The Outlander does not have the resale value of a RAV4, the polish of a Highlander, or the reputation of either one. But the GT has something many inexpensive crossovers no longer offer: a naturally aspirated V6 connected to a conventional 6-speed automatic. The 3-liter engine produced roughly 230 horsepower in the earlier models and 224 in the redesigned 2014 and 2015 versions. Depending on the year, you could also get Mitsubishi's capable all-wheel drive system, 3-row flexibility, and enough towing and highway power to make the 4-cylinder versions feel like a different vehicle. Examples still surface between approximately $7,000 and $10,000. One current 2014 GT with about 92,000 miles was listed just below 10 grand, which shows the opportunity, but also why you must shop by drivetrain. The cheaper 4-cylinder uses a CVT. For this video, the GT V6 and 6-speed automatic are the only combination that matters. Before buying, demand proof that the timing belt service was completed when due. Inspect the cooling system, catalytic converters, transmission behavior, all-wheel drive operation, suspension, underbody rust, and every warning light. If the service history is missing, the low asking price is not a bargain. It is merely the first installment on neglected maintenance. The Outlander GT is less refined than its Toyota rivals, and interior plastics will never impress your neighbors, but it offers simple power, useful space, and proven hardware for thousands less. Sometimes poor resale is not a warning. Sometimes it is the discount. Number 1. The 2016 Scion IM. The IM might be the most literal Toyota loophole on this list. It was sold for only 1 year as a Scion, then returned almost unchanged as the Toyota Corolla IM. Underneath the different badge is a Toyota-designed hatchback related to the global Auris, powered by a 1.8-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder producing 137 horsepower. Buyers could choose a 6-speed manual or a CVT. Normally, a CVT would make me cautious in a cheap, high-mileage car. But Toyota's unit does not carry the same reputation that scares buyers away from certain older Nissans. Even so, reliability is not permission to ignore maintenance. Check how the transmission behaves from code, look for evidence of fluid service, verify the Valvematic system operates correctly, and inspect for oil leaks, wheel bearing noise, suspension wear, and collision repairs. Here is the honest part. The average IM now costs more than $10,000. The examples below that line usually have well over 100,000 miles. Current listings have shown cars around $9,000 with roughly 120 to 150,000 miles. That can still make sense, because mileage with records is often safer than low mileage with neglect. But if a dealer wants 12 or 13 grand for a tired example, the loophole is gone. Walk away. Why is the IM number 1? Because it gives you Corolla engineering, hatchback practicality, respectable fuel economy, and a 2016 model year without the resale premium created by the word Corolla. It is the sort of car people discover only after the clean ones disappear. The point is not that every Scion, Subaru, or Mitsubishi will outlast every Toyota. That would be nonsense. Toyota earned its reputation, and a clean Corolla or Camry remains a smart purchase. The problem is that buyers now pay for the reputation before they even inspect the car. Below $10,000, condition beats the badge. A neglected Toyota can be a worse purchase than a documented Outlander, Legacy, or Scion. Get a pre-purchase inspection, verify recall completion, and keep at least $1,000 outside the purchase price for the maintenance every old car eventually needs. The illegal feeling is not that these cars are perfect. It is that the market forgot where some of their engineering came from, and smart buyers can still use that mistake.